Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Very rarely do abusers conform to the stereotypical image of a constantly harsh, nasty, or violent person, either in public or in private. More frequently, the abuser portrays a perfectly normal and pleasant picture to the outside world. Often they have a responsible job or are respected and important members of the local community or church, and reserves the abuse only for you in the privacy of your own home. Nor are abusers always overtly abusive or cruel, but can display apparent kindness and consideration. This Jekyll and Hyde tendency of the abuser serves to further confuse the victim, while protecting themselves from any form of suspicion from outsiders. Many victims describe sudden changes in mood, 1 minute nice and the next explosive or hysterical, or 1 minute happy and the next minute sad. This does not indicate some special mental problem, but are typical of abusive personalities, and related to other characteristics such as hypersensitivity. Drink or substance abuse. While neither drinking nor the use of drugs are signs of an abusive personality, heavy drinking or drug abuse may be a warning sign and do increase the risks of abuse, especially violence, taking place. Often an abusive person will blame the drink for his or her abuse. However, a person who, knowing there is a risk he or she could be violent when drinking or on drugs, chooses to get drunk or high, it is in effect choosing to abuse. The link between substance abuse and domestic abuse is still being researched, and it is apparent that while neither alcohol nor drugs necessarily cause violence, they do increase the risk of violence. History of battering or sexual violence. Very rarely is abuse or violence a one-off event. A batterer will beat any woman he is with, and a sexually abusive person will be abusive towards all his or her intimate partners. Situational circumstances do not make a person an abusive personality. Sometimes friends or family may try to warn you about the abuser. Sometimes the abuser may tell you himself or herself that he or she has a history, that she or he has hit or sexually assaulted someone in the past. However, they may go further on to explain that she made me do it by ... or in some other way not take the responsibility and then shift the blame onto the victim. They may tell you that it won't happen with you because you love me enough to prevent it, or you won't be stupid enough to wind me up that much. Once again, this is denying their own responsibility for the abuse and shifting the responsibility for the relationship to remain abuse-free onto you. Past violence is one of the strongest pointers that abuse will occur. If at all possible, try to speak to their previous partners. Negative attitude towards women. Some men may tell you that you're different from all the women that they've known before, who display a lack of respect of women generally, or who talk negatively and disrespectfully of their previous wives and girlfriends. They may tell you that you are special, not like the others, and that they consider themselves to be the luckiest man alive to have found the last decent woman. It is not likely to be long before they remember that you are a woman too and don't deserve their respect. Threatening violence. This would obviously include any threat of physical force, such as, if you speak to him or her again, I'll kill you, or if any wife of mine acted like John's did, I give her a right seeing to. Threats are designed to manipulate and control you, and keep you in your place and prevent you from making your own decisions. Most people do not threaten their mates, but an abuser will excuse this behavior by saying, everybody talks like that. Maintaining that he or she is only saying this because the relationship or you are so important to him or her. Telling you you're oversensitive for being upset by such threats, or obviously just want to hurt him or her. Threats can also be less overt, such as, if you leave me, I will kill myself, or you are so wonderful, I will never let you go, and I couldn't live without you. Breaking or striking your objects. The abusive personality may break your treasured objects, beat his or her fists on the table or chair, or throw something at or past you. Breaking your things is often used as a punishment for some imagined misdeed on your part. Sometimes it will be justified by saying that now that you are with him or her, you don't need these items anymore. Breaking your possessions also has the effect of depersonalizing you, denying you your individuality, or literally trying to break your links to your past. Beating items of furniture or throwing objects will often be justified by saying that you wound him or her up so much that they lost control, once again shifting the blame for this behavior onto you, but is actually just used to terrorize you into submission. Only very immature or abusive people beat on objects in the presence of other people in order to threaten or intimidate them. Using any force during an argument. Big warning sign. What starts off in early courtship as a bit of a push or a shove can turn into full-blown beatings not long down the road. An abuser may physically restrain you from leaving the room, lash out at you with his or her hand or another object, pin you against a wall, or shout right in your face. Basically any form of force used during an argument can be a sign that serious physical violence is a strong possibility. The end.